The Little Red Cardinal Bird. Part 1. The Forest of the Little Bird. In an ancient forest in a distant eastern land, there lived a little bird with simple gray-brown feathers. Each morning, he would fly to perch on a branch of a sandalwood tree in front of the house of a carpenter named Joseph. The bird enjoyed observing the peaceful life there, the rhythmic sound of sawing wood, the sweet smell of sawdust, and the gentle smile of Mary, Joseph's pregnant wife. One cold winter night, when the sky was pitch black and the wind whistled through the leaves, the little bird woke to the sound of hurried footsteps. From his high nest, he saw Joseph hurriedly helping Mary onto a donkey back, their anxious faces illuminated by moonlight. "We must reach Bethlehem, by the emperor's decree." Joseph's voice was filled with worry. The little bird, without understanding why, felt his tiny heart tighten. A strange feeling compelled him to leave his nest and follow them from afar, like a silent friend guarding their journey through the night. Throughout the long journey, the bird witnessed Mary's exhaustion, the beginning of her labor pains, and their despair as inn after inn turned them away. Finally, in a secluded stable where the warmth of sheep dispelled the cold, the light of the world arrived. When baby Jesus's first cry echoed, the whole stable seemed to glow. Perched on a crossbeam, the bird's heart trembled at the sacred scene. Shepherds knelt, angels sang in the heavens above, and the little bird himself sang his clearest song ever, a hymn welcoming the Savior. In the following years, the bird often flew to Nazareth where the small family lived. He watched the boy Jesus grow up, his bright laughter blending with the sound of his father's playing, his tiny hands helping his mother carry water. On some afternoons, Jesus would sit under an olive tree, birds gathering around him, and the little bird always perched closest, listening to his whispers to nature as if they were conversations with the Creator himself. Part 2. The darkness begins to spread. 30 years passed, and the bird's forest witnessed many changes. Jesus was now a man traveling everywhere, teaching and healing. The bird, now older, still kept his habit of searching for him in crowds, but the atmosphere grew heavier. Whispered rumors, hostile glances, and finally, that fateful night. The bird was sleeping in his nest when he was startled by chaotic footsteps. In the flickering torchlight, he saw Jesus bound, his face strangely calm amidst the screaming crowd. "Crucify him! Crucify him!" The shouts pierced the night like daggers. The bird soared up, heart-pounding, closely following the procession climbing Golgotha Hill. The smell of blood and sweat mixed with road dust made him dizzy. On the barren hilltop, 3 heavy crosses were raised. The bird perched on a nearby olive branch, his small eyes fixed on Jesus. Each long nail was placed on a wrist. The hammer blows, thud, thud, echoing across the hill, each strike feeling like it pierced the little bird's own heart. Jesus was hung between heaven and earth, his body bleeding, yet his eyes looked down with a pain that wasn't his own. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." The sky darkened, the earth shook, the bird trembled, but a strange strength arose within him. "No, it cannot end like this." He dove down, flying straight to the cross. With his tiny beak, he pecked at the nailhead piercing Jesus's hand. Come on," he whispered, pulling the nail with all his might. But it was too deep, too tight. Blood from Jesus's hand dripped down, staining the bird's chest feathers. He moved to the other hand, then to the feet, continuing relentlessly in hopelessness. Each time he touched the wounds, he felt the pain penetrate his very being. Part 3. The Red of Love. Blood from Jesus's wounds splattered, soaking into the bird's gray-brown feathers. The first drops fell on his chest, a dark red stain like a miniature heart. He didn't give up, continuing to try, flying around the cross, using his beak, claws, his entire small body. More blood soaked in, on his head, wings, back, tail. His feathers transformed gradually from light brown to bright red like blood. Like fire, like burning love. "It is finished," Jesus cried out, his head bowing down. At that moment, the temple curtain tore from top to bottom. The bird stopped, perching on the horizontal beam of the cross, right below his feet. His entire body was now crimson red, the red of sacrifice, of unconditional love. A Roman soldier raised a spear, piercing Jesus's side. Water and blood flowed out. The final drop fell, hitting the top of the bird's head, completing the radiant red. Heaven and earth mourned. Rain began to fall, tears from heaven washing the blood from Golgotha Hill. But they couldn't wash the red from the bird's feathers. That color had penetrated deeply, becoming part of him, an eternal reminder of the sacrifice he had endured. The bird stood there, soaked, his red wings drooping in overwhelming grief. When they took Jesus's body down, Mary held her son in choked sobs. The bird flew down, perched on her shoulder, and sang, not the joyful Christmas hymn, but a lament full of compassion. A heart-rending song echoing across the hill. The weeping women looked up at him, amazed at the miraculous color of his feathers. His bird, one whispered, witness of love. Part 4, The Red Messenger. 3 days later, as the first dawn of Resurrection Day broke, the dark red bird was perched on the empty tomb. He witnessed Mary Magdalene running with the news, "He is not here. He has risen." Joy surged, and the bird soared into the sky, singing a new song, the song of life conquering death. His red now symbolized not only sacrifice but also resurrection, hope. From then on, the bird became a silent messenger. Every winter, when snow covered everything and trees stood bare, he appeared with bright red feathers like fire against the snowy sky. People called him Cardinal, like a cardinal of the forest, wearing red vestments to remind them of the great love. Once, he flew over a village where a little girl was seriously ill. She lay bedridden, her window covered in snow. He perched on a branch right outside her window and sang. Her parents looked out, saw the bright red against the white, and suddenly remembered the story of the bird on Golgotha. They told their daughter, and for the first time in weeks, the girl smiled. The next day, her health began to recover. Another winter, he encountered an old man living alone in a forest hut. He had lost his faith after the death of his wife and children. The bird perched on his windowsill for 3 days, singing songs from the man's childhood. His red was like a fire warming the frozen heart. The old man opened the door, placed some seeds for the bird, and his tears fell, the first tears in years. His heart began to thaw. Part 5, The Eternal Song. Centuries passed, and the bird still flew through forests, cities, and villages. He became a legend, told from generation to generation each Christmas. People said he was an immortal bird, given a special mission, to remind the world of the love that was born on a cold winter night, and the love that sacrificed to redeem humanity. On Christmas Eve, if one listens quietly, they might hear his song from afar, a melody blending the joy of Bethlehem and the pain of Golgotha. Between the manger and the cross, between birth and death for rebirth, and if lucky, they might see a speck of red gliding across the night sky, like the star that guided the wise men long ago. Today, whenever winter comes, cardinals still appear with bright red feathers against white snow. They are descendants of that little bird, carrying the color of sacrificial love. And in deep forests, people believe a special bird still exists, with red as bright as blood, eyes shining like stars, and a song echoing through time. The story of the little red cardinal is not just a legend, but a reminder that true love always leaves a mark, transforms us from within, and no matter how small, every act of love has eternal meaning. During Christmas, when seeing a cardinal on a greeting card, Christmas tree decoration, or outside the window, remember that it's not just a holiday color, but the color of love that came to earth, sacrificed, and rose again, love that forever ignites hope amidst the cold winter of the world.